Victims of Washington, D.C. plane crash include U.S. figure skating championship contestants and coaches. The Skating Club of Boston confirms 6 members, including 2 teenagers, died in the crash that claimed the lives of 60 passengers on an American Airlines flight. 6 members of a figure skating club from Massachusetts, including 2 teenagers, are among those who died on board the doomed American Airlines flight that crashed into an Army Black Hawk helicopter in Washington, D.C. The passenger jet carrying 64 people crashed mid-air with the helicopter and plunged into the Potomac River near Reagan Washington National Airport on Wednesday evening. All 67 people on board both aircraft that crashed down into the Potomac River are feared dead, Fire and EMS Chief John Donnelly said at a briefing on Thursday, and at least 28 bodies have now been recovered from the water. The Skating Club of Boston in Norwood, Massachusetts, confirmed that 6 of its members were on board the doomed flight, including 2 skaters, 2 coaches and 2 parents. U.S. Figure Skating said athletes, coaches and family members were returning from the National Development Camp held in conjunction with the U.S. Figure Skating Championships in Kansas. "We are devastated by this unspeakable tragedy and hold the victims' families closely in our hearts," it said in a statement. The mid-air collision occurred as the passenger jet, traveling from Wichita in Kansas, was on approach to land at Reagan. Radio communications between the Air Traffic Control Tower and the Black Hawk showed the helicopter crew knew the plane was in the vicinity. Video footage from the nearby Kennedy Center shows 2 sets of lights consistent with separate aircraft appearing to conjoin in a fireball. "I have been fully briefed on the terrible accident which just took place at Reagan National Airport," President Donald Trump said, as the Pentagon announced it was launching an investigation. "May God bless their souls." Sam Lilly, 28, was one of 2 people piloting the flight from Wichita, Kansas, his father Timothy Lilly told Fox 5 Atlanta. The young pilot was also engaged, according to his father, whose worst fears were confirmed when his son never checked in after the flight as usual. "This is undoubtedly the worst day of my life," Lilly told Fox 5. The family has ties to the Savannah, Georgia area. Lilly served as an Army helicopter pilot for 20 years, telling Fox 5 that he has flown a similar route over the Potomac River. "In the 90s, I used to fly in and out of the Pentagon regularly, and I can tell you if you are flying on the route over the Potomac and wearing night vision goggles, it's going to be very hard to see that plane. If you're not wearing the goggles, then you might have a chance," he said. The grieving father added, "From what I can see, those guys turned right into the jet. I think the PSA jet was doing everything right. The Army pilot made a grave error. It hurts me because those are my brothers, and now my son is dead." Doug Zegaib, executive director of the Skating Club of Boston in Norwood, Massachusetts, confirmed 6 of its members, including 2 teenagers, died in the plane crash. Choking back tears at times, Zegaib said 16-year-old Spencer Lane and Jenna Hahn, along with their moms Christine Lane and Jean Hahn, perished on board the flight. "Spencer, in the best way possible, was a crazy kid," Zegaib told a press conference on Thursday morning. "Highly talented, has not been skating that long and has been rocketing to the top of the sport. Very fun, very cerebral. Jenna, just a wonderful kid. A great athlete, great competitor. Loved by all," he said. Zegaib said their moms were dedicated and always made sacrifices. He added that the figure skating is a very close and tight-knit community. "These kids and their parents, they're here at our facility in Norwood 6, sometimes 7 days a week," Zegaib said. "It's a close, tight bond and I think for all of us, we have lost family." Ice skating coach Evgenia Shishkova and her husband Vadim Naumov, both former figure skating world champions, were also on board the plane. They were members of the Skate Club of Boston community, joining the staff in 2017 as instructors. The Russian couple won the World Championships in pairs figure skating in 1994 and have reportedly lived in the U.S. since at least 1998, where they trained young ice skaters. The couple's son Maxim, who competed for the U.S. in singles, was not on the flight despite earlier reports that he was traveling with his parents. Zegaib confirmed that Maxim departed Wichita on Monday after competing on Sunday. Inna Volyanskaya, a former skater who competed for the Soviet Union, was also on the flight, according to Virginia Representative Suhas Subramaniam, who shared the news in a post on X, formerly Twitter. She was an ice skating coach for Ashburn Ice House in Virginia. Christina Carrera and Anthony Ponomarenko, who are skating partners, avoided being on the flight with the other skaters. The head of their training school, director of the Ice Academy for World's Champions Jamal Othman, told The Independent, contradicting reports in Russian media that they were feared to have been on board. American Airlines confirmed that 4 crew members were on board the jet. Their names have not yet been released. The helicopter, on a training flight, was carrying 3 soldiers, none of whom were senior Army officials, U.S. authorities said. Their identities have not yet been confirmed. Loudoun County Public Schools in Virginia confirmed that multiple victims of the fatal crash were former students. This unimaginable loss has deeply affected our community, and with great sorrow, we have learned that multiple victims were former LCPS students, Superintendent Dr. Aaron Spence said in a statement.